everyone, I'm John.
And I'm Ken, and today we're gonna be doing our first impressions of the Poolin machine, which has been all over social media.
This is the EOC06 model, and it is pretty impressive with regards to all the features that it has and the hoop sizes.
Yes.
I mean, that's really what caught me right off guard, was how much they are offering at the price point.
Yes, so we're just gonna open it up and get our hands on it and give you guys a bit of a review and first impressions. Go ahead, John.
Okay, you take the honors, Ken.
Oh, I do the honors?
Yes,
okay.
you do.
I'll do this side. Remember, guys, be careful with your scissors. There you go.
I'll do this side and straight down the center.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Take a look at that. Tearaway embroidery stabilizer.
Okay, so right away it looks like they've given us some goodies. They've given us some stabilizer, which is awesome.
Yeah. And you see the hoop right away.
And there is a quick guide, which we will look at after we get all these pieces out.
That's right. We have the operation manual as well. Got a little bit of everything. I think this is a 4x4 inch hoop.
That actually is 5.5 by 5.5.
5.5. That's, so do they even have a 4x4?
They don't have a 4x4.
Huh?
There's two 5.5 by 5.5. So I believe there is a 7.5 by 7.5. And then there is this one here, which I am really impressed. I think it's 7.9 by 11. That's where, to be honest, for the size of the hoops that came with this machine, as far as the other, I guess, major brands that you do find on Amazon, this is, a machine that you would buy online. It's not one that you go to a dealer and actually get it at a brick and mortar store.
Yeah.
But every comparison that I saw was $1,000 more, and all you got was, a machine.
Like a 5x7 probably.
Well, 5x7 the same price.
Okay,
so this one here, you get, this size hoop. With the other one, you only got a 5x7.
I've also never seen a contraption like this. Have you seen that before?
No, I have not. And
so
we'll have
let's
to definitely
finish.
Play with that.
Maybe unboxing the rest of the machine, and then we'll take a look at every object closely.
Okay, now this right here.
Now, what is this?
This is a extra little table that you can put on the side, so it gives you a larger area to work on. So I believe that this just fits on the end of the machine.
Nice.
And that way you actually have extra surface area for the hoop to float on.
That's pretty impressive that it comes with a machine too. Has some of these grid lines, right?
Yep. Those 10 plates are really, really handy for hooping. And little accessories. We have all kinds of, it looks like a thread stand accessory here.
Oh yeah, for your bobbins?
Okay.
That's cool.
There is a bunch of bobbins that are included.
With different colors.
And it looks like there's a little toolkit here which comes with a whole bunch of needles. I'm gonna have to check to see if there's various sizes, but there is a USB port in here. It looks like a little brush to clean the machine.
Very
as
nice.
well as, so almost everything you would kind of need to get started. It looks like they have even included some starter spools. So we have some thread to get started.
So we're good to get started right now. We don't have to go and pick up any extra stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're basically got a starter kit right out of the box.
Yeah.
Okay, now this comes off.
There's the main machine. I'll put this to the side. How do we handle the machine, John?
Well,
you are the expert.
With the machine, I would definitely suggest taking it out from the body of the machine. So I would not ever grab it by the actual sash frame.
Yes.
So, and it does say don't grab here, so I would grab it from here, or obviously there's a handle for a reason. So I can take it from the handle and we can just remove that. Well, it does look pretty impressive because there is actually a little piece covering the screen, but I think that is a fairly significant size touchscreen. So all we have to do is take off all of the tape.
Did I start taking off some tape?
Okay, and we'll take off some tape. Okay, so here we have our little optional stand, and it looks like it just slides in like that. I don't think it's meant to be actually attached, but it does give you a little bit of an extra surface area, which can come in handy.
Yeah. Okay, we also have a US cable or a standard cable for us. Should we turn it on for the first time?
Okay, the machine is pretty much set up. We've taken all the tape off. We have a bobbin that's already loaded.
That's pretty neat.
And we're gonna have to figure out how to thread it. But we should just hopefully turn this on and the machine should go to the welcome screen.
Kind of want to try embroidering something just based on my prior knowledge. of embroidery. Like without looking at the manuals or with anything, see if we can figure it out and successfully get a design done.
We know we have a bobbin in there, and I think we still should check to make sure the bobbin is inserted properly.
Yep.
What I have found is a lot of people, when they get a machine like this and they don't have it through a dealer network, is they are starting out unboxing a machine like they would a printer. You know, in a printer generally, you load the ink, you put the paper in, you send your item, and it prints out properly and everything is good. With an embroidery machine, that usually isn't the case, right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a learning curve. So we want to make sure we thread it properly, we put the bobbin in properly, we load a design, and if everything goes well, we should be ready to go.
Take care of it. So you want to take out the hoop first?
Sure.
Or, sorry, the bobbin. So that should be in correctly. What's next?
Now while you're there, we should probably put the thread in place.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put the thread in. Okay, so we'll start out with black.
Yeah, we're gonna do a simple design for the first time, right?
Yeah, and we will try the thread that they are including with the machine, which I'm pretty sure is probably a polyester thread.
I like that it has the bobbin winder too, so that's really nice.
Okay, so it looks like we have the bobbin in place. It looks like we have it threaded. It looks like we followed the right areas. There is a start and stop button here. There is actually a trim button on the front of the machine. So it looks like it's taking us through a whole bunch of tips on how the embroidery frame unit guide will move. Please remove the frame. And we want to make sure it's saying please lift the presser foot. So our presser foot was down, and now it looks like it's going through its initiation process. Okay, so straight out of the box we have what I would consider a potentially major issue, which we're going to need a screwdriver to replicate. Okay, so it's this object right here. Okay, so nowhere here does it say that this needs to be attached.
Yeah.
So that would be one issue that I would say is straight out of the box. There was one area of this sash frame that was not connected to the machine. I would say it's probably going to float.
Yep.
Regardless, so it's gonna have a little bit of play, and I don't want to over tighten it.
Yeah.
Because if I strip that, it's gonna be game over.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and we can mention as well that within that little kit, we did get an extra bobbin casing and an extra faceplate. We got a bunch of needles for the machine, as well as a couple of other accessories for taking the machine apart, and a USB.
Nice. We should see if there are any designs in there already.
I think
any embroidery legacy
there's design. Well, there's no legacy design. There should be designs actually built into the machine as well.
Cool.
Okay, so we have our hoop, and it looks pretty standard as far as a hoop is concerned. I can make it a little bit looser so I can get the main part of the hoop out. And it looks like this hoop does have a lock and unlock on it, so a little bit different as far as the hoop is concerned. But we're gonna take a piece of the stabilizer they provided.
By the way, if you guys are having any issues with how to hoop your machines or what stabilizers and fabrics to use, make sure to click the link in the description, because we have the free 101 guide that shows you a lot of these machine embroidery steps. This one has this, by the way. So as he was hooping, I noticed there are some sections right here where there are latches, and I'm wondering if that's for tension or for making sure that it doesn't move anywhere.
Should we try that?
Yeah, let's try it out.
Okay, so we need to make sure that these three pieces are at the front, and then when these go in, the only downside is, oh, they do actually click. But depending on the fabric,
you might not be able to.
Might not be able to.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing I'd be concerned about is marking up the fabrics.
Yeah.
Okay, and then looking at this right here, we have lock and unlock. So I'm guessing that we need to lift our presser foot. So on the back of the machine, we can lift our presser foot a little bit higher so that we will get out of the way of the hoop, because there we are stuck in the hoop. So we can bring that in, and then when I go to unlock, it clicks in place, and it does appear that that is actually locked pretty well. I don't see very much play there, so we should be okay. That's one thing I do look at with a lot of these machines is if there's any actual play in the sash frame.
Shall we run a design now?
Okay.
Let's do it.
So obviously I'm going to import a design, and we'll import one of the built-in ones, and it looks like there's 16 designs that are available, or 16 pages actually, not 16 designs. So there's quite a few designs that are built in. How well they're digitized, I'm not really sure.
We're going to judge them right now.
Yeah, we're going to judge it right now. Actually, let's just run a one-color design.
Okay.
So looking at this, I can load the pattern. So let's try tracing the design. Okay, so the design is traced.
Are we going to change the tension at all, or are we just gonna
We're just gonna
leave it
try
as
it
is?
straight out of the machine, exactly the way it is. Are we ready, Ken? Okay, so tension's reading 18. So I put my press foot down and we'll hit the start again. It looks like I have a little bit of bobbin coming through the top.
Ooh.
Okay, that's
Tension.
not good.
Yeah. Tension is the thing. Oh, and we got a thread break. Okie dokes. Did it stop? So the thread here is all messed up, but there's still thread over there.
Oh.
The thread's not pulling from the top.
Straight out of the box, Ken, I don't know if I'm overly impressed, but it's hard to tell because this is one of the built-in designs.
Yep.
And we really should have a bobbin test pattern put in here so that we can actually check the back of the stitching and see how it's going.
We're just gonna take a little bit of time to configure the machine, which again, as a beginner, it's kind of hard if you don't really know where to even begin.
that's the downside. I have a little bit of experience with embroidery machines, both multi-needle and flatbed machines.
Yep.
Ken, you actually bought a machine off of Amazon, I think.
Yes, I did.
Your first machine.
So I kind of have a similar experience with all of this, knowing that it takes some time to understand. But I mean, when I was a beginner, I was pretty stressed out. So we're gonna keep testing it out until we get a pretty nice settings, and then we get a nice design.
Okay.
That's our goal for today. So now we're doing a tension test to make sure that the settings are set correctly on the machine before we actually stitch out one of the designs. Right now, John is doing an eye test, which goes from side to side, and we're gonna take a look at the bobbin afterwards to see if the tension is set correctly.
Okay, so we have got the machine kind of running. My first impression was that little piece that was loose on here.
Yeah.
When the machine actually came, shipped, I think that would be game over for most newbies at that point.
Yeah.
Because by the time that they figured out that that should have been connected and they started running the machine, big problems would have happened, registration.
Probably would have broken already,
Yeah.
like who knows what could have happened.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we caught it.
We did catch that one, so anybody who gets one of these and is watching, make sure that everything is assembled, because this is the most important. The sash frame is the most important part. With regards to the hoops, what's your impression on the hoops so far?
I like them. I really do like this contraption as well. It's a much nicer one than to have to press it down, because you almost feel like you have to put a lot of force into the machine, whereas this one you just kind of latch it on. So that's the positives for me.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I think the positives for me is once this piece was secured, there is very little player or movement within the frame, so that's a good one. The only thing that potentially concerns me is this part here. I'm just wondering how much wear is going to be on this.
Right.
And if that's going to hold up for hundreds or thousands of designs. If we look at the tensions, we did have different tensions being drawn, so we tried tighter and looser tensions. We pretty much decided that the third one, which was 18, on the front, was the one that actually did the best tension, because we tried from higher numbers down to lower, and this one I think was set at 15, and then we ran the final piece at 18.
On a happy medium.
Yeah, a happy medium. I did this one kind of with 4 straight lines, because I figured by the 4th try, hopefully I got it right. And then this one here that is actually doing a little curve, I did that on purpose so that whichever tension we kind of decided on, I could see how it would react, not just on a X but on a Y as well, because the machine does move in different directions.
That's right.
Out of the box, I think that if we were absolute newbies, this could have taken us a long time to figure it out, a whole day to try to figure out how to adjust the tensions, how to make sure everything's done. I am impressed that this does have an automatic threader.
Me too, yeah.
But it did take me a second to realize that I had to make sure that I held that thread kind of with a little bit of tension while I was hitting on the threader for it to actually get through the eye of the needle each time. So now what we're going to do is we are going to load in one of our designs. We know that the designs that we've created in-house do work because we've tested them, and we know what results we should expect.
Yes, that's
so
right.
we're going to load in one of our designs, and we're going to make sure that we see hopefully good results with this one.
While John is loading the embroidery machine, we just want to give a quick shout out to the Embroidery Legacy Design Club, because we have over 30,000 designs available for you guys that are excellent embroidery designs. They're ready to be put on your machine. We have all file types, all sizes, all different kind of themes. So make sure to check that out in the link in the description.
Layout is pretty intuitive. When you go to pattern, it shows you all of the different options for this, including loading by USB, and obviously any default patterns that you have in there. Text and lettering is included. I do really like this trace feature for a home machine. To have a trace feature that's going to show me if I'm going to potentially hit my hoop, that is awesome. And so now that the design is ready, I know all I have to do is lower the presser foot. If I try to hit start, it will tell me that please have the presser foot down, so it gives me that little option to go there. And then if I press start now, okay, please press the ready button first. I should have read it. So now I'm gonna hit ready, and now it says I'm ready, and I'm gonna go over.
It's already looking a lot better.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty impressed with the stitch quality now. The stitch quality is definitely much better.
Yep.
So unfortunately, directly out of the box, you'll probably need to make some adjustments.
Yep.
And just get things operating smoothly.
Which is the importance of having proper support for any machine that you have. And it's running really well. All right, so the design is done.
Okay, and this is what I would consider success.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
it's stitched out from beginning to end without any issues. And now let's see the results.
Okay, so the big test is on the front. It looks nice and clean. There's no bobbin showing through. And on the back, actually it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually have no complaints about that whatsoever. We had a little bit of a rough start when we first started running the design. We had some tension issues going on, but we played around with the tensions, made sure that everything was assembled correctly.
That's right.
And I'm pretty happy with the results.
Show the 3 versions if you want to put it here, and then the middle one, and there you go. Now we are going to be testing this over the next few weeks, months, perhaps.
The idea that I have is we are going to do another video probably in about a week from now, maybe, or 2 weeks from now.
Sure.
And just find out how it's run in our sampling room.
Yes.
And I want to put this machine through its paces and have it sewing on a daily basis.
What are your final thoughts, John? And what rating would you give this machine out of the get-go?
Well, before we get into final thoughts, I would like to cover a couple of other things with regards to this. Number one, I'd like to know a little bit about how you entered into this and what your experience was with this machine compared to the other one, because it's kind of similar. This machine, I think, is only available online.
Yes.
I don't think it's supported by a dealer network.
My background, and funny enough, I actually started with a single needle machine, nowhere near as big of a hoop size as this is, which is 8 by 11 or something like that. I started with a simple 4x4 inch. It had a little tension here at the top, so it doesn't even have the digitalness that this does. My experience was similar, like just from what we just did right now, except it took me days as opposed to hours. Yeah, I had to test my tension nonstop. Even after I did a couple of designs, I found out that even like how you explained, doing some lines like this helps, but as soon as you start doing more complex designs like this, the game changes because it has X and Y axis. So doing a lot of testing, trial and error, watching a lot of tutorials, and just being patient was the main thing that I had to experience.
That was where I know this machine has become very popular very quickly because of the price point. It is an incredible value for the amount that they're charging. I'm really interested now in the longevity of the machine, you know, all the moving pieces and parts,
like
how
you mentioned,
over
even the hoop
time,
size,
how over time they're
pattern.
going to work, just making sure that we do maintain it properly, but that, 3 months from now when we do give our final review, we can honestly say that, this machine has held up to our expectations.
Yes.
From my experience, I came from a totally different side where we were commercial embroiders, and they obviously were installed by the distributors. We were trained on how to use them properly. But even the Tajima Sai, this machine, it comes out of the box, gets delivered to you, and you pretty much are, geared for success right away, because when we got these machines, we loaded them, we threaded them, and we started them, and they've been running perfectly ever since.
Very plug and play.
So plug and play. This machine right now, we know enough about embroidery that we were able to get it up and running relatively quickly,
Yeah.
right? But if we need to, change the needles, we have broken needles, or we hit a hoop, or something happens in the machine, how can we get it repaired and fixed so that the timing's on and all that?
Yeah.
And that really is the wild card, is what do you do if this machine goes down? And we're going to make sure that we follow up with that, because now we're going to be watching all of the YouTube videos and we're going to make sure that we are educated with the equipment and the manufacturer themselves so that we won't have as many problems. But when they do occur, how do we get that fixed?
That's right.
Based on what I see here, it does embroider very nicely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we just want to make sure we are consistent with what we do, and that way we can give you realistic and positive feedback.
That's right.
Now, for the final rating.
Yep.
Okay, Ken, rate the machine for me. What would you say?
It's very interesting because this machine has a lot of value. Although it was a little tough at first, we were able to solve it within the first couple hours. This is just what we did right now.
Straight out of the box.
Straight out of the box. And it produced this design, which to me, it looks awesome. It's better than anything I could have ever done when I first started. So my final review for this machine as of now, because I still want to put it to the test, is a 3 out of 5. It's good, it works. Is it machine embroidery beginner friendly? I'm not so sure yet. But once again, I have to take a look at the resources to see how their support works online. What about you, John?
I would agree with everything you said. If you want to get a real value for your dollar, then I really am impressed with all the goodies you get with this.
Yeah.
I mean, the hoop sizes, the speed of the machine, the screen even, the user interface, how it traces.
Even the little table.
The threader work, the little table. The only downside that I have is our machine had one piece that wasn't inserted properly right at the beginning. And Ken, if you hadn't have caught that, because you were the one who did, I think we would have been in for a world of trouble as far as that's concerned. So that's my only negative, but now it's going to be more a thing of time to see how these hoops hold up, how the components hold up, how the auto threader holds up.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our first impressions of the Poolin machine. We are looking forward to having our embroiderers test it out for the next couple of weeks, and we'll get back to you with the final results.
Now, if you are just getting started in machine embroidery and you are running into that learning curve that we were talking about, Ken's going to tell you about something to help you get started.
We have the Embroidery for Beginners course, and it is completely free. We take you through step-by-step on how to choose your threads, how to hoop your machine. So all those things are available in the link in the description. Make sure to click it up. So if you're a beginner, you will encounter all of these issues, but we wanted to make it as easy as possible for you to understand how the machines work so you can embroider without any stress and make it all fun for you.
In the meantime, make sure you check out these videos and we will check out this machine.
See you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.